is CITV. What a quiz. Those of you who have been with us notice that we had quite a quiz. When your high winner gets 150 and the low winner gets 120, you know that that's quite a quiz. And so we have the Z team, Bethel Calvary getting the high win, New Testament Florida getting the middle win, and Pleasant View, Kentucky getting the low win. Pleasant View, Kentucky spent much of the quiz as in the lead, and that's kind of something unto itself to see most of the quiz, them in the lead, and then come back and just not finish. So it's kind of what in the world? Anyway, yeah, so that was kind of good. So the next quiz you're going to have is going to be Heritage Mission New York, New Testament, and whoever high wins the quiz that's currently going on in Pastor Massengale's room. Hopefully I can get updates to scores. So the other two rooms in here, Massengale and Poston, I don't have my phone because you guys are using it for Division 2. So anyway, so hopefully... Oh, okay. It'll come out here. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. We will, as soon as we have the scores, we will send them to you. Nice. There's the video. For those of you who are most interested in Division 2, there's a Facebook feed of a live look-in on the quizzes. And do we know who lost the first quiz in there, Dante? Okay, we do. Bethel JV got eliminated in the first quiz. Mukwonago, so we have Mukwonago, Pleasant View, and Woodside quizzing. The two winners will end up being in the top three. The loser of that particular quiz will not. They will end up fourth place. So it looks like we're oh man, that's that. So oh, can you get on here?
This is just my advice to you all. It doesn't matter. No, you are. Oh,
okay. So we're looking in at a live feed. Oh no, now you're seeing me.
Try to get the high. You actually put yourself in a position where you could have lost the quiz.
All right. Okay.
One of the times that we won at nationals years ago.
You entered an all right, sorry. I know this is captivating television here. We are waiting for the third team. We have Heritage New York, New Testament, and there will be a third team, whoever high wins the quiz that just finished in Pastor Massengale's room. I don't know if we have the score on that yet. We're trying to log in and see if we can get the scores. Someone just said they were number one, and so that's that. I don't know whose finger that is that's saying they're number one, but we will try to cure that and go from there. Let's see here. We will go to the CI tournament page. Do we have scores? If anyone has scores, feel free to let us know what scores you have. We do not know the score from Mr. Poston's room or Pastor Massengale's room, and they may not be done, but we're doing that. So. Okay, we just heard from Mr. Poston that Woodside got the middle in his room, and I think he said Kettle was eliminated, but we will wait to hear that for sure. Woodside. Okay, Woodside got the middle, and we in that quiz was Woodside, Old Paz, and Kettle. So. I think he said Kettle got the low on that, but I'm not sure. What are we looking at? What's the question? We have about 2 rounds left before lunch. 2 rounds left before lunch. But after 1 round, some teams will be off. Yes, we've just had our first team eliminated. So after 1 more round, 2 more, there'll be a total of 4 or 5 teams eliminated. No, well, there's 2, 1 lower, 1 upper just got eliminated. And then We will be too. And it was Bethel Calvary's JV team, not Bethel Calvary, Bethel California's JV team that just got eliminated. And I think he said Kettle got eliminated in Elite. I don't have that score that has come through yet. But as soon as I have it for sure, we will let you know. The 3 teams in the quiz were Kettle, Bethel, New Testament. That's the quiz we just saw. We knew about that one. The quiz that we don't know is the Elite Division that had Kettle, Woodside, and Old Pass. We know Woodside got the middle. We don't know who got the high and who got the low. I thought I heard somebody say Kettle got the low and Old Pass got the high, but that has not been verified. All I know is that Woodside got the middle, which is a weird thing to know. It's weird to know the team in the middle and not know the teams on the high and low. So, okay, so anyway, if you know any more than that, feel free to let us know. But we had quite a quiz in here. It was pretty amazing, really. We had Pleasant View led most of the quiz, got ahead, had 130 points, and they were in one of those rare positions that 130 points could have been a low. There was a possible that both teams got 140. So, come down to question 20, they had to, they had to do whatever they had to do, and because it was question 20, they missed it. They ended up getting the low win on that, and that was unfortunate for them. So there's still a few results we're waiting on. If we get scores, we will let them know to you. We're getting the same scores again, so we don't know anything new. So we're waiting on what happened in the quiz between California, Falls Thunder. That quiz is not over yet in Faith, South Carolina. The California, Falls Thunder, and Faith, South Carolina is not yet over. The Kettle, Woodside, Old Pass quiz has finished, but we don't know who got the high win. But it has finished. We have verified that it is finished.
All right, teams, let's go ahead and get up here.
Okay, and we are going to see Faith, South Carolina got the high against California and Thunder. We don't know who got the middle as soon as we know that, but that does tell us that the quiz in here is going to be Heritage New York, Faith, South Carolina, and New Testament, which means that 3 of the top 4 seeds are in this quiz right here. Don't miss it. This is going to be a great quiz on CITV. Here we go. It's going to be New York, Heritage New York, Faith, South Carolina, and New Testament. And Kettle won. Old Pass was eliminated. So you have McQuantico, Kettle, and Woodside quizzing in the, quote, losers bracket quiz. Old Pass has been eliminated. Old Pass was eliminated. So there we go. We are going to turn it over to the Doug. Take it away, the Doug, CITV.
Yes, sir.
By the way, we actually had somebody use the microphone in the last quiz.
Yes, Larissa, we are going to give you an award.
Thank
The
you.
award is actually no benefit to anything except for us to just say, way to go, girl.
Thank you.
The people that are watching the live stream appreciate it.
Yeah.
I did that
Well,
1 year and you can't get it.
And old Quizmaster ears appreciate it too. Although I will tell you that if you're going to make a mistake, it's usually not good to be
Yeah,
pulled it out because they don't know for
Whoops.
sure. So,
Made a few of those.
occasionally another quizzer may get completely away with a completely incorrect answer because I had no clue what they were saying. But I will say that usually if I can't hear, I'm likely to call it an error. Humility, I'll give you credit too. Whether you go to the mic or not, I can generally hear you. All right. I have to give Faith credit for not asking me to turn their lights on so they can practice on them and all that while their lights are all turned off. All right. about my room is that until after lunch, if you're in here, it means you have no loss. So that means I can say to you, you've got at least 2 more quizzes. So that's always a good place to be in these types of tournaments. This is very competitive, obviously. It's going to become kind of the hallmark of this tournament. There's usually no more than 1 or 2 weaker teams, and this year I'm not even sure if there are any. It's like all of the teams here in the right circumstances can get even a high, but it's a very competitive field. So. All right, this is question number 1. Question number 1, let's do this first. Let me see all 11 lights. 11 seems to be the name of the game today. We seem to get 11 quizzers every quiz, no matter how it works out. Okay. Question number 1. Question. Who shall give the number 4, Elise?
In Mark, the disciples.
No, I'm sorry. Toss-up question, remaining teams. Question. Who shall give the vineyard? Number 4, humility.
The vineyard. The Lord of the vineyard.
That is correct. Question 2. Question. What is made in Mark number 4, humility?
And Mark. The word of God of none effect.
That's correct.
Way to pull that out.
Question 3 is a reference question. Question. What? A foul on faith. Reference question. Question. What did Pilate say unto? Number 2, Larissa.
In Mark, say unto Jesus, answerest thou nothing? Behold, how many things they witness against thee?
No, I'm sorry. Toss-up question, remaining teams. Questions, a reference question. What did Pilate say unto them again, according to Mark number 4, Elise?
What did Pilate say unto them again? In Mark 15. What we then that should do to him, whom he called the King of the Jews.
That's correct. You could slow down a little bit. You had 3 more seconds. All right. Question number 4 is also a reference question. Question. What hath God given us? Number 2, Larissa.
God hath given us of his Spirit.
No, I'm sorry. Toss-up question, remaining teams. Question. It's a reference question. What hath God given us according to 1 John number 3, Joe?
Eternal life.
That is correct. Question 5. Question according to Mark 11:12. What was number 2, Joe?
What was? He was hungry.
That's correct.
Good job. Keep it going.
Question 6. According to Mark 4:5. What number 3, Kenzie?
The seed. Seed. Fell on stony ground.
Sorry? Toss-up question, remaining teams. Question, according to Mark 4:5. What had number 4, humility?
What had? A seed. The stony ground, which the seed fell upon, had not much earth.
often find myself in dilemmas where I'm trying to figure out what I should call here. I usually am very clear on things, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call that an error, and the reason I'm going to call it an error is because it was a full reference question. I think if I gave it to you correct, then I'd actually have to go back and give it to her correct. The key is you both started out with the seed, and the seed is actually not mentioned in this verse. The word some is what is actually used. And so on the basis of it being a full reference, I'm going to call it wrong. The correct answer I was looking for was just the stony ground. But when you said it the way you did, it made me realize that what she said might have been allowed, but it wasn't a partial reference, it was a full reference. So I have the errors for both teams, and we have a free question for New Testament. According to Mark 14:22, what did Jesus do as they ate?
What was the reference? Was it verse 22?
Number one.
He took bread.
That's part of it, but there's a lot more. He took bread and blessed and brake it and gave it to them and said, "Take, eat, this is my body." Time out for somebody. Thank you.
All right, we have a very interesting quiz going on here. Heritage Mission has jumped out to a big lead. Faith, South Carolina, stabilized 20 points. They would be the middle, but this really, really early in the quiz. To me, the shocking thing was we just had a situation where you could make the argument these are the top 3 teams in the country. And if they're not, they're 3 of the top 4 or 5 for sure. Having said that, if you're looking at it and you say, okay, how is it possible that we just had 2 questions in a row that they could not answer? So it just lets you know how difficult these questions are, how good these teams are. So here we are, sitting here, 3 top teams. The other team, for those of you trying to follow what's going on in the whole tournament, you have Thunder, Lightning, and the Z team going on in Mr. Poston's room. And then there's a loser's bracket quiz, McQuantico, Kettle Moraine, and Woodside. We'll keep you updated. This is CITV. We're turning it over to the Doug. Take it away, the Doug.
In breaking news, for those of you from the upstate of South Carolina, there was an earthquake this morning in the upstate area. It was just a small earthquake, but in case your parents say like it started shaking. That's supposed to happen in California, not South Carolina.
There should be earthquakes in diverse places.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That'd be funny if that'd been the next question. It's not. So, all right. Question number 6 repeated. Question number 6 repeated. Question. Val and Faith. Question. According to Jude 20, what? Number 3. Kinsey.
Building up yourselves on your most holy faith.
No, I'm sorry. Toss-up question, remaining teams. Question, according to Jude 20, what were they? Joe?
What were they? Praying in the Holy Ghost.
That is correct.
Good job.
Question number 7. Question, who loved to have, number 3, Joe?
Diotrephes.
Correct? Question 8 is a reference question. Question, where did Jesus enter again, according number 2, Larissa?
Enter again into the synagogue.
All right, that's incorrect. Toss-up question, remaining teams. Question, reference question. Where did Jesus enter again according to Mark 2, number 4, humility?
Into Capernaum.
That's correct.
John.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Question 9. According to Mark 10:45, number 3, Joe.
10:45. If thy foot offend thee, cut it off.
No, I'm sorry. Toss-up question, remaining teams. Question, according to Mark 10:45, why? Number 1, Alex.
Why did
Sorry. To minister and to give his life a ransom for many. Mark 10:45. Free question for faith. What remaineth in him in 1 John 3?
Seed.
Number 2?
his seed?
That is correct, Susanna. Good job.
Can I make an appeal
Yes.
on that? I believe that the his is actually clarified in that verse. It said, God is in that verse, whosoever is born of God doth not commit sin, for his seed remaineth in him. So I believe that because she did not clarify the his being God, that she should not get points for that.
It's a partial reference and not necessary. Okay. Question number 9 is let's see. Yes, we didn't do that. We started to do it. It's 9 repeated because that was a free question. Okay, question number 9. To finish this verse, finish this verse. And he, number 2, Larissa.
And he left them, and entering into the ship again, departed to the other side.
I'm sorry. Toss-up question, remaining teams. Question, finish this verse. And he said, number 4, humility.
And he said, that which cometh out of the man, that defileth the man.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. And he said, Abba, Father, from there. Okay, we have a free question for faith. What do we make Jesus if we say we have not sinned in 1 John 1?
Make him a liar.
Number 2, Susanna.
A liar?
That's correct, for 10. Question 9 repeated. Question. With what shall everyone, number 1, Alex.
Everyone be with fire?
That is correct.
Good job.
Can we get a timeout, Dave?
Timeout for Heritage Mission.
If you are a Heritage Mission New York fan, you've got to be happy about the way this quiz is going. 140 points. Going into question 9, or going into question 10, I'm sorry. You just couldn't be better. Right now, it is impossible. There's 11 questions left, so if 5 went to Faye, South Carolina, that leaves only 6 to go to New Testament. So as long as they don't start losing points, Heritage Mission New York has assured themselves of at least a middle win. Okay. New Testament Florida just got back up to 0. They should be, they're not in a bad position. Neither is Faye, South Carolina, 40-0. Those two teams should be competing here for what will end up being possibly the middle win. This is CITV. We're turning it back over to the Doug. Take it away, the Doug.
All right, this is question number 10. Question. How long was Jesus, number 4, Elise?
He was there in the wilderness 40 days.
That is correct. Question number 11. Question. Why were the little children, number 1, Alex?
Why are the little children in 1 John?
Toss-up question, remaining teams. Question, why were the little children to abide, number 4, Elise?
That when he shall appear, we may have confidence and not be ashamed before him that is coming.
That is correct. Question number 12. Question, according to Mark 6:8, what, number 3, go.
What, no script, no bread, no money in their purse.
That is correct. Question 13. Question, with what was the word, number 1, Alex?
With what was the word? In 1 John. The Father.
I'm sorry. Toss-up question, number 4, Elise.
With signs following.
That is correct.
One more timeout, please.
What's that?
One more timeout.
You want a timeout?
Oh, how the world turns. Okay. Heritage New York 160, sitting pretty. At this point, Heritage Mission and Faith South Carolina may be battling for the high win because the high win gets a bye. For those of you trying to keep track of the entire tournament, going into the air zone, it looks like Woodside's going to be eliminated. McQuantigo has 100, Kettle Moraine 130. Woodside has 30. In the other winners bracket quiz, we have Falls 2, Thunder as ahead with 2 questions to go. Falls Lightning and the Z team are neck and neck, 90 points apiece, 2 questions to go.
All
This
right,
is CITV. We're turning it over to the Doug. Take it away, the Doug.
Question number 14. To quote this first question, quote 1 John 2, number 4.
1 John 2:11. But he that hateth his brother is in darkness, and walketh in darkness, and knoweth not whither he goeth, because that darkness hath blinded his eyes.
That is correct. Question number 15. To quote these verses question, there are 2 of them. Question, quote Mark 1:7, number 3. Joe.
17, and Jesus said unto them, Come ye after me, and I will make you to become fishers of men. And straightway they forsook their nets and followed him.
That is correct.
Good job, good quote.
And that's a quiz out. Question number 16. According to Mark 3:13, number 1, Alex.
Mark 3:13. He calleth unto him whom he would, and they came unto him.
That's correct. Question 17. Question. Where was he? Number 1.
In Mark 9 to the sea.
No, I'm sorry. Toss-up question, remaining teams. Question. Where was he in Mark 5? Crying. Number 4.
In the mountains and in the tombs.
That's correct. Question number 18. It's a reference question. Question. What are ye to know according to Mark 13:29? Number 4, Elise.
Know that it is nigh, even at the doors.
That is correct. Question number 19. Is that quiz out? Good job, Elise.
In about 3 minutes,
Welcome, Kayla.
there will be like 6 eliminated teams, but there will be a
Question number 19.
That's up to you.
Question. In Mark 8, who did Jesus take? Number 1.
Peter, James, and John.
No, I'm sorry. Toss-up question remaining, number 3, Kinsey.
The blind man?
They were both blind.
The blind man by the hand?
That's correct. And question number 20. Question. What casteth out, number 2, Larissa?
Perfect love casts out fear.
That is correct. All right, New Testament, come back strong after that one. And a good, strong quiz for both the other teams. Heritage Mission with a high.
Good job. Good job, guys. Good job. Good job.
All right. That was a great quiz, and for those of you who want to talk more about it, we will do so after we pause 10 seconds for station identification.
Good job.